everyone, it's Erica back on the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel, and we are going to be using this super adorable over the rainbow mini slimline. So the slimlines have been around for quite a while, and I prefer actually this mini slimline, which is like just over 6 inches tall and kind of 3.5 inches wide. So I do find this size as set just much easier to work with. And today we're going to cut this out with some glittery cardstock. This is a silver glitter cardstock from Hero Arts. And we're going to cut this out so that we have a really nice and sparkly rainbow. And then we're going to make a really colorful background and pop this on top. So first of all, we are obviously going to cut this out. So I've got my die cut machine lined up here, and this glitter cardstock actually cuts really well. I was a bit surprised actually how well it cuts, but just to kind of make sure that it does have all of the pieces really sort of cut out, because there's a lot of like fine details here. I did run it through twice. Turns out I did not need to do that at all, because it just all kind of came out like no biggie whatsoever. If you want to do 2 for 1, you're going to want to keep all of the other little pieces, but we are just going to be using this one today. So I have made a card base, and I'm just double checking to make sure that I've got the right size. And we're going to be using some Atelier inks, and it's the Sweet Petunia Pink, Marigold Orange, Bee Sting Yellow. This is the Goddess Green. It's a really good green. I like this green. And this blue, ooh, is Peacock Blue. If you wanted to do a teal, there's also a Trinity Teal. So there's lots of colors to choose from. So I'm going to be using my little, what I call like my little finger saver, and also my little sort of DIY sticky mat. So it's not like sticky all over, but I just use a little bit of non-permanent double-sided tape to hold my projects down. And then it just, you know, it just saves so much hassle and cleanup after I'm done with my ink blending or whatever mess I'm making, basically. So here we are going to ink blend all of these colors from the green at the bottom all the way up to the yellow at the top. So once again, we've got Goddess Green, it's Peacock Blue, My Jam Purple, which I didn't show, I think, in the lineup, and then it's also Sweet Petunia Pink, Marigold Orange, and that gorgeous Bee Sting Yellow. So you can see here that obviously it's sped up quite a lot, but I do go over the colors back and forth to make sure that I get that really nice blend. And then we're going to add some gold shimmer, because that silver sparkle is obviously not enough. So we're going to pop this box or into a splatter box. We're going to put our project into a splatter box. So you're still probably going to get some splatters flying all over the place, unless you come up with a lid of some sort, but yeah. So to finish this card off, we are going to use some super cute little unicorns, and I have stamped these up already. And then I've used this brilliant ink off stamp cleaner, and you can see that these stamps look pretty much like they have never been used, but you can see that clearly I have used them. So these are 2 brilliant ink pads to get. So the Black and Detail ink is Copic friendly, it is watercolor friendly, it works with everything. And then the stamp cleaner is one of the best ones I have tried, actually. I have it both in the spray form and in the stamp form, and it's just super handy to have on hand. And then we're going to skip ahead to our little Copic coloring chart. So I do these every now and again. I used to do it almost every time I color, but now I have so many of these that I don't actually usually need to do a new one. But for this one, I wanted to make sure that I had light enough colors to make these, I almost call them ponies, but these little unicorns really pastel colored. So I wanted a really sort of soft and nice look on these. So the unicorns themselves, like their bodies, are going to be grey, also like a light grey. I'm kind of thinking like silver fur, sort of. And then they're going to have really nice colorful rainbow manes and tails. And obviously the little sparkly unicorn horn? Spike? It's called a horn, isn't it? Unicorn horn. It just sounds a little bit wrong, doesn't it? Unicorn horn. Oh well. So we're gonna move on to the coloring here. So I'm gonna be using some cool grays to do the actual bodies, and I'm not going in like with a super heavy color. We're just gonna kind of shade a little bit. So I start with the darkest color, and then I just kind of blend out with the lightest colors. And this part, I feel like it's more for bringing in this sort of like 3D element rather than coloring the body, because obviously like in all of the like under the snout and under the mane and you know their tummies and things like that, there's going to be shadows. So we're just trying to bring these to life a little bit. Now this thing here, I did actually add a little bit of color to the hoofs, and I didn't really like it, or was it the underside of the hoofs? And I didn't really like it, so I didn't end up doing that on the rest of them. But you live and learn, right? So next time, hopefully I will remember, do not color the underside of the hoofs because you didn't like that. So memo to Erica. And then we're going to color all of these little images because they are just so adorable. And look at this. So I didn't show the coloring for all of them because I figured we'll be here all day. But I did them all slightly different. So just so that they would be, you know, some variation, so they're not all just the same. And then we're going to cut these out with the coordinating die cuts. And I'm so glad that I have coordinating die cuts for these because they are very tiny and very fiddly. And lots of little bits that will probably just get chopped off. So I'm not the best at fussy coloring. Sorry, not fussy coloring, fussy cutting. Yeah, I don't know whether I don't have the right tools or I don't have the level of patience needed, but fussy cutting is not one of my strengths, no. So I'm very pleased to have the coordinating die cuts. And these snippers are actually from a hardware store. So I bought these, I don't know, maybe 8, 9, 10 years ago. They're pretty old actually. But they've held up really well, probably because they've never left my craft room. They've never been outside and been like in a garage or something. But they were very reasonably priced as well. But these days there are so many different snip tools that you can get. But when I decided to get them, there weren't really that many. So I decided to go to a hardware store and get these ones. So yes, use what you have. If you have some already, use those, you know. And then you have more money to spend on stamps and die cuts. Yay! So here we have our cutie pie little unicorns and our very colorful background and then our sparkly die cut. So we are going to layer these up a little bit and just kind of play around and see where is everything going to go and how many are we going to use. Are we going to use all of them? We could fit in all of them, but that got very busy. So first of all, we are going to glue this down because that is obviously going to go on no matter what. So we're adding a little bit of liquid glue here. And I always use liquid glue when I have like fiddly little bits. And you can see there was a good thing I did because it was slightly off. So I had the chance to kind of fix it and straighten things up. And then I decided to use a sentiment from the same stamp set as well. I do believe it's called Magical Day, this one, with the little unicorns. It's super cute. I will link everything down below in the description box so you can easily find them if you wanted to grab this one for yourself. So here I'm just using my mini MISTI. I'm going to stamp it again with the same ink on 3 detailed blackout ink, and then we're going to trim this off to like a super skinny banner, and then we're going to add this to our card again with a little bit of liquid glue, and then we're going to stick down our cutie pie little unicorns. And here I did, once I had the banner in place, well, I say in place, but once I had the banner as well, I kind of thought, you know what, we don't need to overload this card quite so much. So I decided to just I say just use 4 of the unicorns and the little cloud. I suppose I could have omitted the cloud and added all 5 unicorns, but I decided to do it this way. And then that is it. Yeah, so I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you soon again.